Fable 2 Pub Games is an Xbox Live Arcade title coming out this August, which allows you to get a jump start on boosting up your hero for Fable 2. The pub games include 3 casino-style mini-games, and you're going to be able to take a character into those mini-games and gamble, and the money that you earn in those games is actually going to be awarded to your character in Fable 2, so before you ever get Fable 2, you're going to be able to go on Xbox Live Arcade and basically earn some cash, so you can actually, if you're a good gambler and you get a little bit of a lucky streak, you can come right into the world of Albion with some fat cash to spend on stuff. Now, along with earning cash, you're also going to be able to compete in tournaments for all of these different mini games, and by placing in those tournaments, you're going to be rewarded with items that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get in Fable 2. So you're going to be able to get unique tattoos, you're going to actually get a trick where you can teach your dog to do backflips. So basically, by devoting yourself to the pub games, you're going to be able to actually get a good head start with Fable 2. So there are 3 pub games that you can play. The first one is Fortune's Tower, and this is sort of a take on Solitaire, and it's easily the most addictive of the 3 games. The point of the game is that each time you choose to deal, it's going to deal out a row of cards, adding an extra card to the row each time you go. So if it lays down the cards and 2 diagonal cards match, you basically end the game and you lose. After you've dealt a row, if you've survived, you can just take the face value of the cards on that row and cash out. But of course, the incentive is to keep going and keep going, because the more rows you go through, the more money you have the chance to earn. And also, if you can get all the way through to the last 8th row, you're going to win the jackpot, and the jackpot will give you the face value of all the cards on the table, which is big money. And this is the perfect kind of casino game where you always feel like, just that one more time I'm going to actually win it, and you end up being broke and destitute. The next game is Keystone, and this is just a take off of roulette, but instead of using a wheel, you're actually just going to throw 3 dice down. So the point of the game is that there's an arch that is placed at the beginning of the game, and that there are 4 keystones to it, and that by removing these keystones, it's going to destroy the arch and basically end the game. So before you start the game, you're going to pick which keystones you think are going to be removed during the game, and if you roll the dice and it lands on that keystone and it gets removed, you're going to basically get money for having that be removed and for being right. And each time you roll the dice, every round that you have, there's plenty of other bets you can make, and these are really similar to roulette. It's like you can choose what number you think is going to come up, whether it's going to be trips, whether it's going to be a run, so like 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, whether you think pairs will be rolled. It moves a little bit slowly, but it's certainly a lot more probability based and kind of more interesting than the other 2 games in that respect. And the last one is Spinnerbox, and this is just a take on slot machines. And when you start out, you're just going to have 3 possible slots on there. So you just hit A, it rolls through, and if you match pairs or triples, you get some cash. It's kind of boring just because you're just tapping A, but when you get and unlock the larger board, you're actually going to get things where you get like 6 possible combinations, and then it gets a little bit more interesting, but it's not nearly as exciting as Keystone or Fortune's Tower. But some people like one-armed bandits, and for those people, this is going to be the game for them. So should you care or be interested in Fable 2 pub games? Hell yeah. If you're going to be getting Fable 2, this is the best way to kind of start your hero's fortune before the game even begins, and you get to unlock some cool stuff for the game at the same time. Microsoft hasn't announced a price yet, but because these games are actually going to be included in Fable 2 itself, we're expecting that it's actually going to be free, which is the right price for us. So look out in August for Fable 2 pub games coming to Xbox Live Arcade.